stunning new Foreign Intelligence Service report circulating in the Kremlin reveals that during the past 2 weeks, CIA Director Mike Pompeo was personally dispatched by President Donald Trump to the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal to hold a secret meeting with the Supreme Leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-un. But with Pompeo's dual mission to this Asian nation, also seeing him personally oversee the capture of top United Nations advisor Peter John Dalglish, who, in desperation just prior to his being apprehended, released to the dark web what is described as a snuff film showing Hillary Clinton and her top aide HUMA torturing and murdering a child. According to this report, this past Sunday, April the 15th, the SVR contacted their CIA counterparts to provide them with satellite tracking and signals intelligence information showing that both CIA Director Pompeo and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un had traveled to Nepal during this past 2 weeks, to which the Americans responded by stating that as Nepal had long-standing and good relations with the United States and equally long-standing good relations with North Korea, its international neutrality provided the most obvious choice of meeting places for the upcoming summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un, and that both the U.S. and North Korea were making a trial run in preparation for it. When SVR officials asked their CIA counterparts as to why Director Pompeo was personally overseeing an operation being conducted by the Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police to capture the international fugitive Peter John Dalglish, while at the same time he was meeting with the North Korean leader, the report continues the Americans abruptly ended their conversation with SVR officials, but within 3 hours then saw SVR Director Sergei Narishkin receive a personal call from Director Pompeo, and wherein Pompeo told Narishkin that President Trump had ordered an immediate halt to any further sanctions of Russia in exchange for allowing the Americans to handle an extremely delicate issue on their own. That Moscow agreed to this, and was then followed by the U.S. admitting that Pompeo had indeed met with Kim Jong-un, but whose place of meeting was said to be North Korea, not Nepal, where it had actually occurred. As to the extreme delicate issue being dealt with by President Trump and Director Pompeo, this report details that it was the capture of one of the most secretive wanted fugitives in the world named Peter John Dalglish, who's described as a Canadian humanitarian, top United Nations advisor, and founder of the Street Kids International charity organization, which, within a few weeks of President Trump's stunning election victory over Hillary Clinton, suddenly revoked its Canadian charitable registration on the 15th of December 2016, with Dalglish then appearing in Nepal 3 days later on the 18th of December of 2016. With SVR intelligence assets maintaining continuous observations of Peter John Dalglish since his late December 2016 arrival in Nepal, this report notes no actions against him by the Americans had been observed, other than the CIA constantly monitoring him, but that changed a few weeks ago, in late March, when a CIA advance team arrived in Nepal for purposes at that time unknown. Upon the CIA advance team arriving in Nepal, according to the report, SVR intelligence analysts recorded a significant increase in dark web communications emanating from the home of Peter John Dalglish that culminated during the first week of April when he released to the dark web a video file codenamed Frazzle Drip that contains a scene of Hillary Clinton and her top aide Uma Abedin taking the facial skin off of a young girl child and wearing it over their own faces to terrify the girl, with Clinton and Abedin then killing the child and drinking her blood. Shockingly, another report says that the same dark web video posted by Peter John Dalglish shows Hillary Clinton and Uma Abedin also engaging in sex acts with this underage child, with reports coming from the United States that this video was so horrifying it made seasoned New York City police officers cry, but that the police officials also said it is the Rosetta Stone of information connecting senior American politicians such as Clinton to an elite global pedophile ring. Now, as to why Peter John Dalglish had posted these inhuman demonic videos of Hillary Clinton to the dark web, the report concludes that it was an effort to blackmail the deep state in order to stop his being captured by CIA forces loyal to President Trump, but whose efforts did not succeed as elite Nepal police forces, while being overseen by Director Pompeo, successfully captured him, while at the same time rescuing the two girl children he had imprisoned in his home, and with the first ripple effect of this capture being the deep state pawn U.S. Senate leader Mitch McConnell, stunningly just reversing himself and giving Trump the green light to fire Special Counsel Robert Mueller, and that no doubt will soon turn into a tsunami engulfing and ultimately destroying the deep state forever, and whose evidence of this being true can be seen in the rabid and psychotic fear now being displayed on an hourly basis by the deep state-aligned U.S. mainstream propaganda media establishment, whose attacks on Trump have become so unhinged they now border on the insane. Now, who is Peter John Dalglish? Well, he's a 60-year-old Canadian humanitarian worker, former United Nations staff member, arrested in Nepal and under investigation for child sex crimes, according to the police. Central Intelligence Bureau of Nepal Police confirmed to Global News that Peter John Dalglish was arrested Saturday on suspicion of pedophilia. CIB Chief Pushkar Karki explained to Global News the case against Dalglish is before the court and he's being investigated for child sexual exploitation abuse. According to police, Dalglish was taken from a home in the district north of Kathmandu. Police said in a statement 2 girls, ages 12 and 14, were rescued from the home. Police alleged children were lured with a promise of education and foreign travel before they were sexually abused. Authorities said in the statement they're investigating whether more children may have been victims. The Canadian government confirmed the arrest of a Canadian national in Nepal, but provided few details, citing the Privacy Act. A spokesperson said in an email, quote, Global Affairs Canada is aware of the arrest of a Canadian citizen in Nepal. Consular services are being provided. Due to the provisions of the Privacy Act, no further information can be disclosed. Dalglish's humanitarian work stretches back decades. The London, Ontario native worked as a UN representative in Afghanistan and in Nepal before leaving to join a non-government organization. A spokesperson for the UN confirmed to Global News Dalglish was no longer affiliated with the global organization. Stephanie Dujarric said in an email, quote, "We stand strongly against any sexual abuse. Any allegations need to be thoroughly investigated." In 2016, then Governor General David Johnston inducted Dalglish as a member of the Order of Canada for his efforts to alleviate child poverty worldwide, notably by establishing and leading Street Kids International. Dalglish, along with two partners, launched Street Kids International in 1988, a charity that focused on helping street youth to lead better lives. In 1994, Street Kids International received the Peter F. Drucker Award for Non-Profit Innovation. In 2008, Dalglish received an honorary degree from Dalhousie University in recognition for his visionary work helping children around the world. But once again, let us reiterate, upon the CIA advance team arriving in Nepal for his arrest, SVR intelligence analysts recorded a significant increase in dark web communications emanating from Dalglish's home that culminated during the first week of April when he released the dark web video file codenamed Frazzle Drip, containing scenes of Hillary Clinton and her top aide Uma Abedin taking the facial skin off of a young girl child and wearing it over their own faces to terrify the girl, with Clinton and Abedin engaging in sex acts with her and then killing the child and drinking her blood. This is a link which contains instructions to access the Frazzle Drip video. It is not a link to the video itself, and the video should not be downloaded as it is against U.S. federal law to do so. Also, the images of Uma Abedin wearing the mask that have been seen allegedly from still pictures taken from the video are doctored images coming from a secret members-only food club in Washington, D.C. They are absolutely false. But the video, Frazzle Drip, is real. And now Peter John Dalglish is alleged to be the individual who posted. Stunning.